All right. Hello, Antonin.
Hello, Antoine.
Thank you very much for being with us. Most of the time, I say thank you for welcoming us because I always love to go see the domains and the estate. But this time, we are not in Burgundy. We are actually in the center of Hong Kong. So thank you very much for coming to Hong Kong.
So it's my pleasure to come and meet you in Hong Kong. So really happy.
Great. So you told me you landed like 2 days ago to visit this market, then go to Macau, South Korea. So it's kind of your Asian travel of the year, I guess.
Yeah. It's my first vintages, so I want to present also my work, my vision. So it was the good opportunity to come and see a bit the Asian market and my customers, my partners, and so we made this tour.
Amazing. So we'll talk about all of this, but first, can you start by introducing yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Antonin Pillot, coming from an old family of Chassagne-Montrachet in Burgundy. So I'm the fifth generation who are working in the wine industry. Many domains are also coming from this branch because, in Burgundy, all the branches are quite connected. But so I'm from the domain Jean-Marc Pillot. Jean-Marc Pillot is my father, son of Jean Pillot, my grandfather, and that's where the branch is coming. We are running 12 hectares in Burgundy, mainly in Chassagne-Montrachet. And now I'm in charge of the winemaking since the vintage 2021. So it's become quite fun and very. Now I have to go inside the work and let's start it.
And so you've always wanted to work in the wine industry when you were a kid and stuff, because I guess you grew up in the vines or like in the wine around the winemaking and stuff. Is it like something you always wanted to do?
You always I always liked really much the wines, the wine energy, the sociality of the wine. But you have also this part of the work who is quite hard in the vineyards. So my family asked me to go very early in the vineyards also. So could question a bit yourself. And to be honest, I was always a bit in the mind of coming back. But it's when I went abroad that I really understood that I could never go away from Burgundy and wine business. So
at first you told me just before that you actually studied not directly in wine, because we were talking just before the interviews about your knowledge of Asia, where you've been and everything. So you told me that you went to South Korea when you were a student. So I guess you did like business school or something like that?
Yeah, I studied business for a few years, and I went to an exchange in South Korea. And so it was good fun, but it made me realize that I really want to come back into the wine family business, and that helped me to finally decide me to go back and started this wine part. And after I studied in the wine productions, the wine selling, and finally I came back on the estates.
Okay, and so you did like business, and then after that you did agronomy, something like DNO? Or...
I had a viticulture enology diploma, and I also did a license of wine selling.
Okay.
So I worked also in a wine shop for a year to understand a bit the wine, in a good wine in Burgundy, wow, very good wine list of wine. So it was also very interesting. I worked for another big company in Burgundy, who was Bouchard Père et Fils.
Okay.
So it was very good also to understand a bit all those terroirs of Bourgogne, because Bouchard was 130 hectares. So from the Côte de Beaune to the North Côte de Nuit, so it was also very interesting. And I had a vintage abroad in Tasmania, in Australia.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So
working Chardonnay as well?
Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. I really want to have something quite similar with the climate of Burgundy, something quite fresh, and where they are working Pinot and Chardonnay. So I found, thanks to a winemaker, Pierre-Yves Collin, who told me go to Tasmania. It's very, very cool place. So I went there, and I have a good fun with the Pouilly family, who are very nice people.
It's for us, it's amazing to be in Hong Kong because we discover wines from all around the world. And when we were in France, we only taste French wine, which are obviously amazing and diverse enough. But the fact of being here, it's really been eye-opening to us that, France is just like one part of the winemaking countries. And then we have the opportunities to go to Australia. We have a lot of Australian wines, New Zealand, South African, even American wines. And so it's so great to like have a wider benchmark on wine, discover new things. And it's like very recently we drank Australian wines, and it was really amazing.
That's true that in Burgundy we don't have this chance for the moment, but some wine shops are also develop themselves a bit. So we have now German wines, some
German wines
Spanish, Italian ones. So we are trying to be more curious. But I have this curiosity since I worked in this wine shop, and I still work that, and I really like to drink many wines of everywhere. So no, it's fine.
So how is it to tell to your father that you want to join the family business and be? You're the only child, or
no? I have one older brother who is not in the family business.
Okay, didn't want to join.
He's working as an engineer, so something else.
Less romantic.
Yeah. It's a hard job. So no. But when I really understood that my brother would not come back, I think something passed in me, and I just realized that I will go, because I didn't want to be the generation who stopped the family business. So I asked my father to come back and try myself into the vineyard, doing the basic work for the beginning. So they kind of test me for a year, and after I went to all the schools, and I came back with ideas in mind, and I'm starting my tries, many things. We went, for example, organic since 21, and we are now certified, and that's something I really go into when I came back in 2019 on the estates. So big work in the vineyard first, and after the winemaking followed.
So tell me, how is it to like you arrive, your father has been managing the business for like, I guess 20 years or 30 years, something like that. You arrive with your ideas. How is it at this point? Is it an easy conversation, or is
it could be sometimes very, very hard on some subjects. But I have the chance that my father still, sometimes it's taking time, but he's comprehensive, because we can talk finally about wine. The producing is his thing, so he's quite open with that. He's also okay for the blind testing, so we did a lot of blind testing, for example, of some new barrels I tried, which were bigger barrels. So we made some tries about that with wines from other guys who are working, for example, in organic, when he don't want to really go inside of it. So with my work, my tries, my ideas, our conversation and our tastings, because I think we are too passionate of wine, and we are two wine drinkers and wine lovers. So that's why that's what helped me to finally put my ideas into the family business. I also was with the team a lot to explain them why we are doing some things differently, and it takes time. But if you, I think, are quite sure to go in the right direction, you just have to prove it, and that's quite easy if you have someone who understands interest you. So that was the case.
All good things take time, so I guess it's part of it. So first thing you do is transfer to organic. So it's not yet the case for this first wine that you're releasing to the market, because you were not certified, I guess, at that point. You started the shift, I guess, but not certified.
So this is not certified yet, but because 24 is the first one, they are not releasing for the moment. They are still in barrels and
takes 3 years, right?
3 years. So this is not, but it's on his way. On those vintage. So it's already working like that.
Yeah, working like that, but you don't have the certification because it takes years, and you need to pass a test and everything. Okay. So this was the first thing. Then changing the aging process. Not changing, but like testing the aging process in different ways.
So it's bring many things with you when you go organic, because you had, I think, more work in the vineyards. So following that, you always carry a bit more into the winemaking too. For example, we go with the indigenous yeast since we are in organic, and that's helped us to have different type of fermentations. We change a bit the wines, the energy of the wines, and that's also what my father has to agreed with when we finally have the first wines doing like that, and he was quite happy now with the new style of fermentation that we have.
Can you describe for the people watching the difference between yeast? How do we say, like
the selection one or the
exactly.
natural ones?
Natural ones, or the
indigenous are
indigenous,
are more the natural ones coming from the fruits or the cellars you have, and that's sometimes yeast. I would say. Not stronger like the selection one, but it can make some fermentation quite longer and give you more complexity finally into the wine. So that's change. Also, another thing is that bring you those longer fermentations bring you some CO2, which is now really important. I think we will go after on the global warming maybe, but that helps to have a sensation of freshness in the palate, the CO2, the natural one you create with the fermentation, and help to balance finally the wine. So that's a big change also. And after I bring many things in the winemaking also. For example, I told you just before, but the bigger of the barrels. Mm-hmm. So we choose now a bigger size. So we are using 350 liters, not the classic Burgundy barrels, and also some fooder. So big wood tanks of 1,200 liters, something like that. Will help to have better wood integration. Sensation of freshness in the palate for the tasting after, and
maybe something a bit less exuberant in terms of food, because sometimes when you drink Burgundy white, it's a lot of wood in the mouth, which is sometimes amazing, but you need to find the sweet spot and the elegance that you want.
No, the wood you true sometimes with the warm vintage, the wood could be something quite unbalanced, and it's better to manage it, I think, in another way now. So
you've grown up in Chassagne-Montrachet?
Yeah.
Can you describe Chassagne-Montrachet for our audience? It's a small village with a church.
It's a small village who changed a lot since the last 10 years or 5 years. We have a new generation, so mine generations coming back to Chassagne. We are 10, 12, I think, taking back the estates. Two of them create some restaurant, one restaurant and one wine bar. You have a bakery, so Chassagne's become quite
becoming a real city.
Yeah. We are just 280 people, but we have a very dynamic village where people are, I think, are all appreciate each other's, and that's make the difference. We have a good image, I think. Also on the côte, because we are quite cool people, and the wine's still something accessible in Chassagne. There is not. I think it's a good village for that. Yeah,
it's a place I love in Burgundy. I've been there twice, I think.
Okay,
and there is this small restaurant in summer. I don't know the name, but like it's outside, and it's
La Cabane, I think.
Yeah, I think it's La Cabane. So La Cabane is actually a very well-known wine bar in Hong Kong. So don't make the mistake. But yeah, it's amazing restaurant. I loved it there.
No, it's nice. So now we have La Cabane, the other star restaurant. So the two that we had before, but we have now Papi, which is another restaurant owned by Théo Dancer, a friend of me who are also winemakers in Chassagne, and Clément Collin and his girlfriend open a wine bar called Colette. So we have many places to go and have good wines, and that's amazing also because we are all wine lovers, and that's how we're still doing good job, because we keep this curiosity, and
we have to come back to Chassagne one day.
Be my guest.
You open to visit?
Yeah, but for we have a short time because I also work in the vineyards so I trying to stay open for few people, and because we don't want to have closed doors, and
so it's like we send you an email.
And sometimes it's
and I guess it's not during the harvest.
Like
between
more during the winter. Yeah.
So it's a bit less romantic, the Burgundy in winter, but it's still great to visit.
November is fine also with the autumn.
This is the perfect moment to be in Burgundy. So one of the main things in Burgundy is the climate, so the different parts of it. Can you describe what you produce, what you have in terms of wine? I know here we have a Chassagne-Montrachet, so I guess it's a village.
It's the village one.
Village one. Can you describe a bit what you do and the type of wines that you will find?
Chassagne, it's a very complex area because you have this mix between clay and limestone a bit everywhere. The wine typicities are coming from the proportion of limestone you have, but also the typicities of the limestone you have. So it's very different and very rich, I would say, by the terroir. In this Chassagne, you have, for example, 6 plots blended together. You have 3 at the north, and the north part is very stony, close to Puligny. It's giving a lot of acidity. At the center of the village, we have 2 plots, les Mazures, les Essarts, who are quite. We have the classic mix of the small rocks mixed with the classic clay, quite drainy clay of Chassagne, who are giving a lot of texture to the wines. But you have also some parts on the south way of Chassagne, close to Centenay, who are more with a big dark clay, and that give a bit the roundness to the wine. So that's also what's coming from Chassagne, a lot of reds, because we have a bit of clay at the bottom part. So all those plots are better for reds, but we have the higher part of the slope, which is perfect for the Chardonnay and all those complexity, with good premier cru also in Chassagne. So we have the south ones with les Cailleret, les Grandes Ruchottes, les Romanée, who are just up to the hill.
Which you produce as well?
I have the Cailleret and the Farande in this area, and you have also another one, the north part, which is quite rich with les Vergers, Clos Saint-Jean, just located on the quarry of Chassagne, with very stony soils, give a lot of elegance to the wine, very good complexity. So we have the chance to have a big mix of terroir in Chassagne, and you can find what you want.
I love the fact that we can also find reds from Chassagne, because you mentioned them. For me, it's undervalued. I shouldn't say that about Burgundy, because then you guys are gonna up the price.
No. You have many wines still quite accessible.
But the reds from Chassagne, I feel it's part of the reds from Burgundy that are still accessible and that are really amazing. Like, I really love it.
Chassagne used to be planted with 70% of Pinot. In the 70s, 80s, so we have a big history with the Pinot. I think the consumption also was quite different before, so maybe it's coming from that. But we for sure have a place for the reds, because you can't produce good Chardonnays on big dark clay. It's not a good, good, very good Chardonnay. So we need to plant some Pinot on this way. But we have also those terroirs like Clos Saint-Jean or some plots of Morgeau Premier Cru, like I think about the Boudriotte from Ramonet or the Cardeuse from Moreau. Les Farandes are also very, very good, because you have this density in the palate, but you can have also some elegancy for the Pinot. And that's quite underrated. You're right, but that's because the wines of Côte de Nuit have were the star before, but now it's changed a bit, because Chassagne, I think, for the reds are more value for money, like you said, and that makes people come in to our red world of Chassagne, and that's good. Good for the Pinot of Chassagne.
Yeah, definitely, and it's always nice to try. So you guys should try reds from Chassagne as well. So you are spending 10 days in Asia. You told me it was the first time that you're coming here in terms of like not for fun and not for studies. So it's the first time that you are actually here for work. Can you describe first? Can you tell me what's your goal in being here? And then maybe if you can give me an impression that you have on the market, on the people you met. How is the dynamics from your perspective?
So the idea when I come over here is to meet my partner first. So to to explain them my vision, because sometimes you meet the buyer of the wines or the owner of the company, the partner company, but they have a team sometimes of 20, 30 people. So it's always good for them also to understand the wines, for me to meet them, and the other side is to meet the customers, the consumer of the wine finally. So to explain them my work, my vision. So it's quite recent that I'm in charge of the winemaking. So I think it was the good time for coming with this vintage 23, quite open, also quite accessible. So it was the good moment. But also, I was really surprised about the precision of some people in Asia. I was in Singapore first. I had a good lunch with some guys. They sometimes know better the plot than me of the other village next to Chassagne. You know, it's crazy. So I think the knowledges are here quite high for most of the people. So that's the good things I saw directly in Asia. And we will see with the South Korea after, but yeah, I think it's quite good that our wines are drinking in a good way and with people who are really interested in. So
yeah, well, one of the things that strikes me the most in Hong Kong is the level of knowledge, indeed, of people here. Like, you can really find guys having trained and go through big education about wine and like being really smart about it, really thinking about it. And the other thing is the level at which people open bottles, actually. And it's something that is pretty cool because you maybe don't see that much in some places in France, but here we have plenty of wine bars, and people actually are just here, to enjoy. I wouldn't say they don't care about spending, but they are okay to spend money, and they're like, yeah, it's just a good night. Let's open a bottle, and it flows like that. And
yeah.
for me, it's really amazing to see this wine being actually consumed and drink.
Yeah, they look very generous, and the wine lists are crazy. You when you go to a restaurant, you have wine everywhere. So no, I think it's a good place also for wines. And that's why I'm really happy to be there and understand that also. And it's perfect.
So you talked about the relationship that you have with partners here. How does that work? So if we have to describe the market to someone, so you produce wine in Burgundy, but you can't be everywhere in the world. So you have local partners in charge of selling this wine. How do you work with them? What you're looking for into such partners? Like, for my question is, if I'm a winemaker in whatever region in the world, what should I look for and expect in working with such partners?
So the really important thing is the collaboration and the partnership. I think you need people who are trusting in your work, trusting in your wines, to show them well, and to be the ambassador of your wine, because you can't come every year when you are doing the wine and the vineyards, and you are in all the parts of the job. You can't just travel everywhere every year, so you need to have like strong people who are selling well the wines. So that's why Corny invited me also for this trip. Yeah, I think they are sometimes better than us to sell the wines, because they have the good words, also, to speak with the people, and so they are very important into the market now. It's not just seller of wine; it's our real ambassadors, I think.
And so, on your side, how do you try to give them all this information? So you're coming, which is nice. I guess you had tastings and everything, but I don't know. Like, do you send pictures of the plots every now and then? Do you have like I don't know, like regular touch points to discuss how is it going?
I'm quite bad for the moment, but with the next trip I will be better, I think. So for the moment, it's my own word, my feelings, what I'm trying to do, which wine I'm trying to produce, and why. A bit of the global warming. So many ideas come in. So for it's also the beginning of my career. So we'll see in 10 years how I will be with my one explanation. But for the moment, I think I'm just like quite direct, quite honest, and just tell what I want and what's my challenge also. So
You talked several times about global warming. So you told us a bit before that you changed the winemaking technique with a bit less wood for the warmer vintage to preserve a bit of acidity and of I guess ability to drink. So I guess this adaptation to global warming is important to you, and it's really something that you're working on. Can you tell us a bit more how you feel it from the vineyards and what you're doing?
That could be a bit challenging because everyone's told us that maybe in 50 years we will not have Chardonnays anymore in Burgundy, and we will need to put to plant something else. Or I'm quite trusting in, or you will need to use irrigation, for example. But I trust that we have many keys and we can work a lot on some key points to fight a bit against this global warming. Of course, the wines will change a bit, but they will be maybe more accessible on the young age. It's maybe good also because you know that all the people have not the cellars to age the wine for 15 years now. So we have a more direct consumptions too. So
which is the case for it was what 2023?
Yeah.
Which is already super accessible.
Yeah. For the moment, this vintage it's quite balanced and quite open. But the 2015 was a bit the same. We have this vintage slight warm, but with really open years on the young age, and after it go a bit shut for a perfect aging. So maybe 22 will do that, but at the moment it's tested very well. It's true. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic with this challenge, and I think we need to focus on it and just work well.
And so what does that mean for you? It doesn't mean like, I guess, changing the grape varieties is not something that is
no, it's not the point. Doing irrigation is not the point. You have some guys who tried that in Burgundy. It's good to try, but for me, when Australia are starting to stop the irrigation to have better quality, why doing that in Burgundy when it's also our emblem to have very concentrated wine, and so we cannot do that.
Because for people listening, if you irrigate, it means that you bring more water to the grape by itself.
Yeah, you have system in the vineyard, so it's not natural. After that, you decide how many water the vineyard will have, so you can standard a bit the wines, and you don't have the vintage and terroir wines. But we have some other point. We can till a bit less during the summer, for example, keeping more grass, have less sun reflection into the vineyards. Some guys try also some other density of plantation, maybe giving more space to the roots to fight a bit against those warm summer. I think it's just the beginning of the slight change of the way of work of Burgundy, and we will adapt ourselves for sure and keep the Chardonnay fresh and alive for many years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely. You have plenty of things to try. You can keep also a bit more leaves, I guess.
By the vineyard, into the vineyard, and also by the vinification. Like, I mean, you can use bigger vessels, you can use the lees, you can make some longer élevage to help the wines to gain a bit of bitterness, because the freshness is not just coming from the acidity. It's a mix of everything. So you can have the bitterness, you can have the sensation of lees with the sapidity of a wine. You can have, so we don't just to have to see the maturity and acidity. It's more complex than that, and I think we have a lot of key points that we can use and keep these beautiful Chardonnays of Burgundy alive. So
you arrived at the estate to start your journey and kind of take over and taking it to the next generation. One of the questions I have is, for an outsider like me, sometimes Burgundy seems a bit fixed, meaning that it doesn't vary that much. I guess expansions projects are not easy to follow through or to have this perspective. And my vision as an entrepreneur, I always want to, create new things, develop new things, opening, doing more, etc. How do you balance that? Are you not afraid of being bored in like 10 years, having the same plots doing the same wine. Like, do you have dreams for the next 30 years in Burgundy?
I understand your question, but I think when you are passionate of wine, I see my father still working with us, coming to the domain every day, opening the door and being ready for the next harvest and talking about wine. And I hope I would never bored about that. Of course, Burgundy is quite hard now to expand a bit our estates, and the challenge is more keeping the estates. You know, the price of the plots are getting quite higher now, and that's also a big challenge.
Even for succession, I guess it's
for
you to become the owner. It's
for the less crop we have, and we still have some loan to pay. So we have those also other challenging points. But no, for me, when you are passionate, many other guys buy some other estates in other part of the world. So maybe I will have this idea in mind in 20 years. But for the moment, I'm very concentrated on my estates, doing very good job to produce very nice wine. And for the moment, I'm where I'm. So
the good thing would be something in the other hemisphere, so that you can have one harvest in every 6 months. You know, going back and forth.
Would be tired with two harvests per year.
Two vinification.
Because it's always a good fun during the harvest, but you drink too much, you know.
Yeah. Definitely, especially at the end.
Yeah.
Nice. What is it that we should wish for you? So you told us keep doing the best Chardonnay and the best Pinot Noir in the next 10 years. This is the wish that you have?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Quite simple, but you know, when I see some estates of Burgundy who are making some great wine every year, they have a level so high that's I'm just like, they are like star for me, and it's when you open a bottle, it's always make me like feel so good, and that's just I want also do with my wines in the next few years. So I hope I will succeed on it. So
we hope as well. So you told us a bit before that you one of your first experience was at Bouchard, so a big house, one of the biggest house in Burgundy. What are the differences that you see between the way wine is done at Bouchard and the way you do wine in a smaller structure? Like, what are the differences, and what do you want to take from Bouchard, you know, and apply to I say Bouchard, but it can be to larger houses.
Yeah, I understand. This is different, but so Bouchard had used to have I think two way of winemaking. They were quite carry with the very nice appellation too. So they make very great job. It's not just standard wines. Yeah. Of course, they have to be a bit more technical on the entry level ones, but that's also what we don't want to do on our small estates, being too much technical. We need to work before in the vineyards to have nothing to do finally in the winemaking. So that's the point. But they work well on the. I remember the Meursault Genévrière I tried. What's amazing, even if it's a big estates, you can still have very nice wine, and that showed how the terroir is important in Burgundy. It's not just a winemaking way or how your size of the estate is. And the other things that's helped me a lot from Bouchard, it was in 2018, so it was a big vintage with a lot of crop. So I remember that it was quite impressive. There were fruits everywhere, but nobody's quite stressed. So that's also helped me, you know, when you come back on a family estate. My father could be sometimes stressed a bit, some things during the harvest, and I think I'm more chill with that. We have many of our vineyards are based in Chassagne, so when you have wine ready, sometimes you need to pick quite quick. So we have a team of 60 people during the harvest. The idea is to pick 2 hectares per day, so 1 week, and I think that's helped me also to see how you can manage many fruits in a chill time, and that's helped me a lot for the comeback on the estate, the family one.
And did you change some process or some things?
Yeah, but I more bring back things of processing from Tasmania.
Okay.
For example, we are using a room for chilling the fruits because of the global warming. Sometimes you pick during the afternoon at 30 degrees. We cannot really wait for the picking, so we need to pick in the afternoon. We can't stop just doing the morning. So that's chilling room help us a lot. So we put the fruit in the fridge and we just process the day after, and like that you have always cold fruits to work with for the press first, and also for the first maceration and winemaking of the reds. So I think it's a very important thing that I bring back from Tasmania, because they know how working with the hot harvest since long time, and we were maybe not ready in Burgundy, but now you have many people who have those chilling fruits rooms, and so we built one also when I came back. So another change.
Yeah, okay. And for the people listening, you want to have cold temperatures from the grapes when they arrive, so that you can first so kind of like press it and extract only the.
So first for the sorting, it's better because it's easier to
detect,
to separate. And after for the press, we have long press of 4 hours. So imagine if we start with 30 degrees fruits, can goes very high. So it's better to have cold fruit at the beginning. And for the reds, when we are de-steaming, because the fruit is cooler, it's more the berries are stronger, and they are more intact into the tanks after the de-steaming. So I think it helps a lot for the type of fermentation we want to have. We are trying to have a quite intracellular fermentation for the reds, and that's
so you need to have the berries intact.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So that's helped us a lot for that.
Makes sense. Great. I think we covered a lot of what you're doing. It's been an amazing interview. Thank you for being available to meet us while you are in Hong Kong. It's always great for us, because one of the things we have witnessed is that being in Hong Kong is a good way for us to meet more people selling wines in the trade, sommeliers, importers, all of this. But being out of France is a bit not a shame, but like a bit sad for us, because we go a bit less into the vineyards, and we meet a bit less winemakers actually.
You definitely need to come back to Chassagne.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always the type of places we love going to. So Chassagne is definitely part of them. And, it's always a pleasure to go to these regions, especially for us living in the city and everything. When we arrive, it's a blessing to drink some cool wines and being in such places. I have 3 last questions that are always the same. The first one is, do you have a book recommendation for me?
That's more a book who troubles me a bit. It's from Lilian Berillon, Le jour où il n'y aura plus de vin. Because it's make me think about all these changes, and this book said that, okay, we have to be really careful with what we are doing, what we are planting for the next generation, and I think it's helped a lot to think and to be more precise on the next plantations, and how we have to take care about the vineyard. So that's a good book, I think, too.
Yeah, it's an amazing book, and the way it's written, it's really perfect. And I don't know if it's available in English or no. I will check and put the link in the description if it is. But if it's not available yet in English, and some editors are listening, just reach out to Lilian Berillon and Laure Gasparotto, because the book is really nice. Yeah. Do you have a recent wine tasting that you loved?
Yeah, I had Egon Müller Schwarzhof 2021. It was amazing. I had the chance to visit Egon Müller 2 years ago with the team of Chassagne, because we have a good team of the young winemaker where we are doing 1 region per year. And so 2 years ago it was Germany, so we went there, and I had 2 weeks ago the Schwarzhof 2021, with just a slight sweetness and big acidity. It was amazing.
Nice. If you find some on the markets, then you know what to drink. And finally, who is the next person we should interview?
I worked in this wine shop in Beaune called L'Athénéum. It's an amazing place, and the owner, Vincent Clément, it's maybe the ambassador of the wine style life in Beaune. So he knows everyone's about all the winemakers of Burgundy. He knows all the decanter, all the glasses of wines, everything. So, and he has always good stories to talk about. And so you can meet him. He's really good fun, and I think he will be really happy to explain you all the Burgundy world.
Nice. Next time we're in France and in Burgundy, we'll come to Chassagne, and before or after we'll definitely go meet him.
Okay, cool.
Great. Thank you very much, Antonin.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to do this interview. For you guys, if you're still watching, it means that you love this interview. Watching or listening, actually, it means that you love this interview. So don't forget to share it to at least 2 persons who need to drink more Chassagne red wines. I think it's a good good identification. Share this podcast, like it, share it around you. Antonin, thanks again for coming to us, and see you soon.
Thank you.